Let's start our first news. Jon Jones has shared some powerful advice for both Ilia and Khamzat after they each suffered the first loss of their professional careers. Speaking during a recent interview, Jones said he believes Ilia is already in a great position to bounce back because of his mindset, strong work ethic, and the people around him. He explained that Ilia has a reliable team, stays honest with himself, and immediately accepted that he simply didn't perform at his best. According to Jones, that level of self-awareness is the most important step toward making a successful comeback. Fighters who accept responsibility and focus on improving usually return stronger, while those who constantly make excuses often struggle to recover from defeat. Jones also spoke about Khamzat, admitting that it was tough watching him lose and that the result genuinely surprised him. However, he believes Khamzat has the right support system and enough talented people around him to rebuild with confidence. Looking back at the fight, Jones felt the biggest turning point came when Khamzat was taken down and forced to fight from his back. Since he is usually the dominant wrestler controlling every exchange, being stuck underneath may have affected his confidence and changed the momentum of the fight. If Jones were preparing Khamzat for his next fight, he said the priority would be improving every weakness instead of only sharpening existing strengths. He explained that before every fight, he studies one question above all else: how can this opponent beat me? He suggested changing endurance training, spending far more time fighting from the bottom, becoming comfortable throwing up submissions, and developing a much stronger jiu-jitsu game off his back. Jones praised Khamzat's striking, kicking, wrestling, and body lock, but stressed that complete fighters must also be dangerous in uncomfortable positions. He finished by saying losses can transform a fighter's mindset, and if handled correctly, they often create the best version of an athlete. Move on to another news. Justin Gaethje has reflected on his memorable fight against Khabib Nurmagomedov in 2020. And after looking back at the performance, he believes one of the biggest mistakes of his career happened before the opening bell even rang. According to Justin, he spent far too much time thinking about everything Khabib was capable of doing instead of focusing on his own strengths. That mindset, he says, stopped him from fighting with the confidence and freedom that had made him one of the most dangerous lightweights in the world. Looking back now, Justin explained that the experience was completely different from many of his other fights. Instead of trusting his instincts and relying on the skills that brought him to the top, he became overly concerned with Khabib's wrestling, takedowns, and submission game. The more he thought about those threats, the more they influenced his decisions inside the cage. Rather than competing naturally, he found himself constantly reacting to what he expected Khabib to do next. Justin admitted that this approach prevented him from becoming the best version of himself on fight night. Instead of staying relaxed and focused on what he could control, his attention shifted toward avoiding dangerous situations before they even happened. He entered the fight believing he had to stay away from takedowns at all costs. He worried that if he was taken to the ground, the fight could quickly end with a submission. That constant concern affected both his strategy and his confidence throughout the contest. After gaining more experience, Justin now believes that fighters perform at their highest level when they stay focused on themselves instead of becoming consumed by an opponent's reputation. He explained that the key is concentrating on preparation, trusting your own abilities, and accepting whatever happens inside the cage rather than trying to predict every possible scenario. For Justin, the lesson was simple but powerful. Control what you can control and let the fight unfold naturally. He believes that worrying too much about an opponent's greatest weapons can actually become a weakness of your own. Instead of entering the octagon thinking, "I can't get taken down," or "he's going to submit me if I end up on the mat," a fighter should remain calm, stay confident, and respond to every situation as it develops. That change in mentality has become one of the most important lessons Justin has taken from his loss to Khabib, and it continues to shape the way he approaches every challenge in his career today. Move on to another news. Kamaru Usman has revealed why he decided to accept a fight against Duplessis, explaining that his original goal was to secure a massive showdown with Islam Makhachev. According to Usman, that was the fight he had been chasing for quite some time, and he believed it made perfect sense for his career. However, as negotiations continued behind the scenes, the situation became more complicated than expected, leaving him waiting without any clear answer. Usman explained that there was a lot of back and forth taking place, and as time passed, reports started circulating that the UFC was attempting to put together a blockbuster fight between Islam and Ilia. While nothing was officially confirmed to him at the time, he believes those discussions played a major role in delaying any potential agreement for his own fight with Islam. As the weeks went by, the opportunity he wanted appeared to move further away. Rather than continue waiting with no guarantee of getting the matchup, Usman decided it was time to make a smart decision for his future. Eventually, the possibility of fighting Du Plessis was brought up. While he says it wasn't immediately presented as a formal offer, it was discussed as a realistic option that could move his career forward. After thinking about the situation, Usman realized that staying active and taking on a top contender was the best path available. For Usman, the decision came down to one simple objective: getting back into title contention as quickly as possible. He made it clear that winning championships remains his biggest motivation, and every decision he makes is based on getting one step closer to another title opportunity. If the UFC wasn't prepared to give him an immediate championship fight, then he wanted the next best thing, a matchup that would prove he deserves one. Usman emphasized that he has no interest in wasting valuable time sitting on the sidelines while other divisions continue moving forward. He believes that defeating Du Plessis would send a powerful message and strengthen his case for another shot at UFC gold. Instead of waiting for opportunities that may never come, he chose to take control of his own path and earn his place through competition. With the fight now set, Usman sees this as a massive opportunity to remind everyone why he has been one of the most successful fighters of his generation. In his eyes, a victory over Du Plessis would put him exactly where he wants to be, right back in the conversation for another championship and one step closer to reclaiming UFC gold. Move on to another news. Henry Cejudo did not hold back while discussing referee Herb Dean's recent officiating, delivering some strong criticism over several controversial moments inside the octagon. Although Henry admitted he wasn't overly critical of Herb's handling of the back of the head strikes in one fight, he made it clear that another incident crossed the line completely. The biggest issue for him was the repeated hair pulling involving Michel Pereira, where he believes a point deduction should have been given without hesitation. According to Henry, referees at the highest level are expected to enforce the rules consistently, regardless of who is competing. He argued that if the official recognized multiple fouls, but still refused to deduct a point, then something is seriously wrong with the standard of officiating. In his view, warnings alone are not always enough when the same illegal action continues to happen throughout the fight. Henry explained that accidental fouls and repeated fouls should not be treated the same way. While he could understand giving a warning after an isolated mistake, he believes repeatedly grabbing an opponent's hair cannot simply be ignored once it happens again. He pointed out that the referee had multiple opportunities to intervene and believed stronger action should have been taken before the fight continued. He also argued that there were several separate fouls during the contest, including repeated hair pulling and an eye poke. Because of that, Henry believes the referee should have deducted points, which could have completely changed the final outcome of the fight. In his opinion, the scoring would likely have shifted in Michel Pereira's favor if those penalties had been applied correctly. Henry stressed that these decisions have massive consequences beyond simply determining who wins or loses. He reminded everyone that fighters often lose a significant portion of their earnings when they are defeated. A referee's decision can directly affect not only an athlete's record, but also their financial future and their ability to support their family. That is why, according to Henry, officials must have the confidence to enforce the rules whenever necessary, even if it means making an unpopular call. He finished by saying that accountability should apply to everyone involved in the sport, including referees. Fighters are expected to follow the rules and are punished when they break them, so officials should also be held to the highest standards when making critical decisions. For Henry, consistent officiating is essential to protecting the integrity of MMA and ensuring that every competitor receives a fair opportunity to earn the result they deserve. Move on to another news. A newly released video of Ilia has caught the attention of MMA fans, showing what appears to be an incredible recovery following his intense battle with Justin Gaethje. After going through one of the toughest fights of his professional career, many expected Ilia to spend weeks dealing with the physical effects of the contest. However, the latest footage tells a very different story and suggests that his recovery has been extremely impressive. According to stylist Luis Blason, the video was filmed after the fight, making the footage even more surprising. Despite the punishment Ilia absorbed during the action-packed showdown, he already appears to be in great condition. Fans quickly noticed that there are very few visible signs of the damage he suffered inside the octagon, with almost no noticeable swelling or bruising remaining on his face. The clip has generated plenty of discussion across the MMA community, with many praising Ilia's ability to recover so quickly after such a demanding performance. High-level fighters often require significant time to heal following brutal battles, especially after absorbing powerful strikes over multiple rounds. In Ilia's case, however, he already looks healthy, relaxed, and physically refreshed, which has only fueled speculation about how soon he could begin preparing for his next challenge. While appearances alone do not reveal everything about a fighter's condition, the footage certainly paints a positive picture. Recovering externally is only one part of the process, but looking this healthy so soon after a high-level fight is still an encouraging sign. It reflects the importance of professional recovery methods, disciplined nutrition, quality medical care, and the dedication elite athletes put into taking care of their bodies after competition. Many fans were expecting to see clear evidence of the battle written across Ilia's face. Instead, they were surprised to find someone who already looks composed, confident, and close to full health. That has led to growing excitement about what comes next and when he might be ready to step back into serious training. Although there is still no official announcement regarding Ilia's next fight, this latest video has given supporters another reason to stay optimistic. If his recovery continues at this pace, it could allow him to return to full preparation much sooner than many expected. For now, the footage serves as another reminder of the amazing resilience displayed by elite fighters, and it shows that Ilia is already looking focused, motivated, and ready for whatever challenge comes next. Move on to another news. Daniel Cormier has shared his thoughts on Jon Jones choosing not to fight Tom Aspinall, admitting that while Jones has already built one of the greatest careers in MMA history, he still believes passing on that matchup was a bad look for his legacy. Cormier explained that he understands everything Jones has already accomplished, but he also believes there is an important comparison that cannot be ignored. Looking back at their own rivalry, Cormier pointed out that when he first fought Jones, there was nearly a 10-year age difference between them. Jones was the younger, fresher athlete, while Cormier was already in his mid-30s after beginning his MMA career later than most fighters. Even so, Cormier made it clear that he is not trying to take credit away from Jones or suggest that age was the only reason he lost. In fact, Cormier openly praised Jones, describing him as an incredible fighter who earned his success through skill and talent. After spending more than 40 minutes inside the octagon against him over multiple fights, Cormier said he knows exactly how good Jones truly is. He admitted that Jones may very well have beaten him regardless of their ages, and he has no interest in making excuses for those defeats. However, Cormier believes the situation is different now. Back then, Jones was the young champion facing older challengers. This time, the roles have been reversed. Tom Aspinall represents the younger generation, while Jones is now the experienced veteran. According to Cormier, this would have been the perfect opportunity to prove he could still overcome a younger, faster, and hungry contender at the highest level. Cormier also acknowledged that Jones has nothing left to prove if he chooses not to take the fight. After everything he has achieved throughout his legendary career, nobody can erase his accomplishments. Even so, Cormier believes accepting the challenge would have strengthened Jones's legacy even further and silenced any remaining doubts. He went on to suggest that part of Jones may have questioned how he would perform against someone as dangerous as Aspinall. Cormier said every fighter eventually reaches a point where they must honestly ask themselves whether they can still defeat the next generation of elite competitors. He even speculated that after watching Aspinall continue to impress, Jones may have wondered if he should have taken the fight after all. In Cormier's view, legacies are remembered not only for victories, but also for the biggest challenges that fighters choose to accept. Move on to another news. Jon Jones has shared some powerful advice for both Khamzat and Ilia following the first professional losses of their careers. While many fighters struggle to recover after experiencing defeat for the first time, Jones believes both athletes have what it takes to return even stronger. However, he explained that the path back to the top requires complete honesty, smart adjustments, and a willingness to improve every weakness. Speaking about Khamzat, Jones said the biggest priority should be identifying the areas that opponents can exploit instead of only focusing on existing strengths. He explained that this has always been a major part of his own preparation before every fight. Rather than assuming he is unbeatable, Jones constantly studies how an opponent could potentially defeat him. He asks himself where his rival is strongest and where he appears most vulnerable, then builds his training camp around fixing those weaknesses. For Khamzat, Jones believes that means making noticeable changes to his conditioning and endurance program, while also becoming far more comfortable fighting from his back. According to Jones, fans have seen Khamzat dominate opponents with his striking, wrestling, and powerful body lock, but they rarely see him forced into defensive positions on the ground. Because of that, Jones believes there is still important room for improvement. He suggested spending much more time training from bottom position, developing stronger defensive habits, becoming comfortable attacking with submissions, and building a more complete jiu-jitsu game. Jones explained that the goal is to remove any discomfort from those situations so that if they happen again inside the octagon, Khamzat can remain calm and dangerous instead of allowing the momentum to shift. Jones also emphasized that the mental side of the sport is just as important as physical preparation. He acknowledged that suffering a first loss can change the way fighters see themselves and can seriously affect their confidence. However, he believes those difficult moments often become the foundation for future greatness if they are handled correctly. Instead of viewing defeat as the end of the journey, Jones encouraged Khamzat to treat it as an opportunity to evolve into an even better fighter. Turning his attention to Ilia, Jones expressed confidence that the former champion already has the perfect mindset for a successful comeback. He revealed that he has heard from people close to Ilia that he has accepted responsibility for the loss with humility instead of making excuses. In Jones' opinion, that attitude gives Ilia an excellent chance to return stronger, proving that sometimes the best version of a fighter is created only after experiencing defeat.